Hey, welcome back everyone. I'm JJ and I'm going to do another video today. And today I'm going to do it on colds, flu and coughs. So it's going to be more about the, if I can say, wet conditions of the lung. So when there is excess mucus, when there is phlegm, and when there's a productive cough, when things are coming out, when mucus is coming out. So I'm going to first talk about why it happens, what is the cause. Then I'm going to talk about some things that you might want to avoid eating or avoid taking in. And then I'll talk about some remedies. So I'll have a few different remedies. So let's start off with a cough. So a cough is when your lungs, your body wants to get something out. So usually there's a buildup of mucus in your lung and your body wants to get it out. So with a dry cough, it's hardened, it's hard in there. You are dehydrated and that mucus is not moving, it's not coming out. So that's why a dry cough is usually a little bit more dangerous than a wet cough. So for a dry cough, you want to hydrate a lot. You want to hydrate so that mucus gets more fluid so that it will then become a productive cough, and when the mucus will come out. So you want to clear the lung. So that's what your body is trying to do. So it's trying to clear your lungs. So that's why it's a productive cough. It's coming out. When it's a clear mucus coming out, it means there's not an infection yet. If it is a colored mucus, it means there's an infection, or there's something there that's causing the mucus to become infected and bacteria laden. So your bacteria is trying to balance out your body. So if you get a cold or a flu, that is your body being out of balance and it's trying to bring it back into balance. So I've talked about a cough. Now cold is a blocked lymphatic system. So when there's a mucus buildup, your body makes mucus when it wants to collect things and remove it from your system. So mucus is a sticky liquid that your body makes to protect itself. So that's where tears is a kind of mucus. You have mucus in your nose to get rid of some of the germs and the dangerous particles that might enter. That's to get it out. In your ears, you have earwax, which is a kind of mucus. So you have mucus all over your body, and it gets moved around through your lymphatic system, and your lymphatic system then also gets rid of toxic or waste substances in your body, which get trapped in the mucus. When there's too much mucus, or your lymphatic system is not moving the mucus, they get stagnant, and then that can get infected, which can cause colds and flu. So a cold is usually more of a bacteria, and flu is a virus, a viral infection. So that's the main difference between a cold and a flu. A cold is more a blocked lymphatic system with bacterial buildup, and flu is a virus, a viral infection. So taking medication for either one is not really going to work. With colds, if you're taking antibiotics, that might kill all of your bacteria, but the mucus is still there, it's not going to move. So it's just going to come back and be worse and worse and worse, because now your immune system has taken a knock because your good bacteria has also been killed. So antibiotics will wipe out your entire bacterial colonization of your intestines and your intestinal tract from your mouth all the way down to your colon. You need those bacteria. Bacteria are good. I've done quite a few videos on the microbiome. You can check those out as well. Your microbiome is the collection of bacteria. So we want bacteria. Bacteria are good for you. You don't want to get rid of all of them. So colds, just come back to colds, as a mucus buildup. So how you move your mucus, I've also done a video on the lymphatic system, but generally lots of water, sweating, so exercise, things like a hot shower or bath, hot cold therapy helps to move, and especially exercise. Exercise is a good way to move your lymphatic system. So you can also eliminate mucus forming foods, which are dairy, processed sugar, processed wheat, processed animal products. So processed products cause mucus buildup because there are lots of things in there that your body don't want to use. So there will be nitrates, nitrites, there'll be excess protein, there'll be acid formation from these foods that your body wants to get rid of, so it's going to send lots of mucus. So that can cause mucus buildup, especially dairy. Once you've eaten dairy, you'll immediately feel your mouth there'll be more mucus in your mouth, your nose might start running, and you'll have much more mucus in your intestines and in your stomach. So that causes a lot of mucus buildup already. So if you eliminate these mucus forming foods, then you are on your way to getting rid of a cold. So you need to hydrate a lot when you have a cold. You need lots of hydrating foods. Where do you find your hydration? Fruits and vegetables. They are upwards of 80% fluid in your fruit and vegetables, so you want a lot of those. They also have fiber, which will flush and sweep your system clean. So foods that leave an acid residue will cause more mucus to be secreted because your body will want to get rid of those. And as I mentioned, those are your animal products, your processed sugars, your processed fats, your processed wheats, and your dairy. It can also be caused by dehydration and stationary or infected mucus, as I mentioned. And for example, dairy, it's a high protein product. So a high protein product will leave an acid residue. So your body's going to push calcium in there because calcium is your most alkaline mineral. So it's going to send calcium to bind to these acids, the hydrogens, to excrete them, to get rid of them. So it's the same principle for animal meat. So animal products, they're high in protein, they leave an acid residue in your cells, and that will facilitate calcium that's needed to bind to them, to neutralize it, and then to get rid of it. So that is colds. So colds will just be stationary mucus, infected bacterial infection of the mucus that you want to get rid of. As soon as you've gotten rid of the mucus, if the lymphatic system is moving that mucus, then you will be on your way to being okay. Something good will also be to kind of flush your colonic system. So lots of water. You can add high fiber foods like prunes or prune juice, just to help move along your colon and your intestines. Then the flu. Flu is a viral infection in your lungs or in your mucous membranes. So you have mucous membranes in different places. You have them under your arms, you have them here, you have glands here, and you have them in your mouth. Your tonsils are part of your lymphatic system. So if you have tonsillitis, that's because your waste system is blocked and it's coming out in your tonsils. That's the first sign that you have a blocked lymphatic system or a blocked colon. So you want to move that along, and then your infection will disappear. You also have glands under here. So mumps. Mumps is an inflammation of the glands. So if you can get your lymphatic system moving, eliminating the waste, then you will not get this. You'll get inflamed lymphatic ducts or membranes that can cause infection and cause colds and flu to come as well. And then that can very easily go to your lungs. So if you have tonsillitis or if you have a buildup of waste in your mouth, that can also go then to your lungs because they are connected. So then that can cause colds and flu. So good oral hygiene is also essential to prevent colds and flu. So what will you do if you have a cold and a flu already? So as I said, you can eliminate some of those foods, lots of fluids, high fiber foods, high mineral, high nutrient foods. So that's why I mentioned fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds will also be high in nutrients. So you want to include antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, and antioxidant foods. So your fruits and your colorful fruit will be very antioxidant. Then some of your herbs will be antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. So for example, I'll mention a few: cayenne pepper, ginger, lemon, grapefruit, thyme, rosemary. Those are all antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal products. Also things like turmeric and cinnamon, they will also be antiviral or antibacterial. So I'm going to give you a few remedies for these wet conditions of the lungs, so when there's mucus production. So for a dry condition, you can add something like sea moss, which will hydrate, sea moss, marshmallow plant, and slippery elm. That will help to move the mucus and bring in fluid to get rid of this infection and the buildup of infected and bacteria-laden mucus. So you can also increase your vitamin C if you want to take a supplement, vitamin C in a calcium ascorbate product, because the calcium ascorbate helps to recycle your vitamin C. So it keeps the vitamin C in your body. It stops it from just being eliminated in your urine. Then you can also add zinc, which is a potent antiviral, and vitamin D, so it's lots of sunshine. And your fruits and your vegetables and your mineral-laden, nutrient-dense foods will help you absorb more vitamin D from the sun. So lots of vitamin C, lots of zinc, and vitamin D. So sunshine, and you also want high antioxidant foods. So you can make some solutions that you can drink. So you can have you can put lemons in water that you can have. You can put lemon juice and ginger, cayenne pepper, and honey. You can like make a little paste, and then you can eat or drink that too. And then there's one that you can use. You can make a syrup. So you can start with orange peel, thyme, and ginger, all fresh. And you can add water. So then you can make a tea from these three ingredients. Orange peel. Orange peel decreases the need for stomach acid because it has enzymes that will help to digest. It's high in vitamin C, and it's antiviral and anti-tumor properties. Then thyme is antioxidant, antifungal, antibacterial, and antiviral. Then the ginger will facilitate the movement. It's a stimulating agent. So it stimulates your body to move and to produce, and your blood flow to increase. So orange peel, thyme, and ginger, cut them up, put it in a pot, add water. So the amount of water will depend on how much orange peel, thyme, and ginger you put in. So you can figure out that ratio. But if you use kind of 1 lemon, 1 piece of ginger, a few pieces of thyme to a cup of water, that might be about the ratio. So you make the tea, you reduce the liquid by half. Then you strain it, you take out the liquid, then you put that liquid back into your cup and you add honey, so pure honey. So the amount of honey you add is how thick you would want your syrup and how sweet you would want your syrup. Then you boil it on the pot again, you can stir, and you reduce that liquid again by a half. You take it out, you let it cool down, you put it into a dark glass container. You can put it in the freezer for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then into the fridge. So the freezer will just help to thicken that liquid a bit more. You can just put it directly into the fridge as well. Then this syrup, you can have a teaspoon once or twice a day, preferably twice a day. You can also maybe do 3 times a day, but twice a day, morning, evening. Then for children who are under 18 months, you don't want to give honey because there's a risk for bacterial infection because they don't have all their teeth and they don't have all the enzymes yet to break down certain starches. So for them, you can use pure cane juice, so sugar cane juice. So not sugar, not the concentrated form, but the juice, the pure sugar cane juice. If you can have sugar cane and juice the sugar cane, that would even be better. So then you just make your syrup with that. So you can make large amounts of this syrup, and then you can store it, and you can have it when needed. So you can also do, you can soak onion, ginger, garlic in apple cider vinegar. So you can soak that for at least a month. So that's onion, ginger, garlic in apple cider vinegar. The longer you leave it, the stronger it becomes. And this you can also add to your syrup. So when you're adding the honey, you can add some of this liquid as well. So you add some of this apple cider vinegar mixture to your tea and honey solution, so you can add that in. Okay, so that is your syrup. Then you can also make like a juice, so they call it a flu shot. So the flu shot will be the lemon, ginger, cayenne, and honey. You can even add a drop of thyme oil or something like an oregano oil, and then you can drink that, or eucalyptus. But the standard is lemon, ginger, cayenne, honey, and then you can maybe add, if you would like, some cinnamon or some ginger, or as I said, some eucalyptus, rosemary, or thyme if you want to. But the general recipe is just lemon, ginger, cayenne pepper, and honey. So that's just for like a shot that you can take multiple times in the day as well. So that has high vitamin C. It's also got antiviral properties. It will stimulate your system to work better, your circulation. So your circulatory system works together with your lymphatic system. So they go hand in hand. So that'll help to move along your lymphatic system as well. Yeah, so just to recap, for coughs coughs, colds, and flu, you want antioxidant-rich food, nutrient-rich food, antiviral, antibacterial foods. So your fruits, your vegetables, lots and lots of whole plant foods. So that will give you your fluid and all of your nutrients. And then you want to eliminate the things that are going to cause dehydration and cause your body to become stagnant. So your processed sugars, processed wheats, processed fats, your animal products, and your dairy. So you want to try and eliminate those. So remember, processed sugar is not the same as honey or fruit or like the coconut waters or the cane juices that you get directly from the sugar cane. So they're a little bit different. Okay, so I hope that helps. Those are some of the natural remedies that you can use. I will just quickly add one more. You can also add like a steam bath, hot and cold therapy, so hot bath, quick rinse with cold water back into the hot bath, so hot and cold, that will help your lymphatic system to move. You can also do steaming with eucalyptus oil or oregano oil. Oregano is just very, very strong, so you can just use one drop in hot water, and then you can steam. And I'm not sure if you get it all over the world, but a product like Vicks, a vapor rub that has eucalyptus in, that will help to open up the airways as well. And you can also steam yourself with that. So steaming is just hot water in a pot. You can take it out of the kettle after it's boiled, put it in a bowl or a pot, add a drop of the herbal oil that you'd like to use, a drop or two, or the Vicks vapor rub. Then cover your head with a towel and kind of have that steam into your face. So it can also help to open your pores, but it will also open your sinuses and help to get all of that mucus and infected mucus out of your system. Okay, so lots of fluid, nutrient-rich food, antioxidants, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, and lemons, citrus are exceptionally good. Okay, and you might also want to try something like a pine needle tea, which is also extremely high in vitamin C. So I think I've gone over my time, so I hope this helped. As always, stay healthy. To God be the glory. And please subscribe, like, and share this around.